Good morning, Viago. I hope you guys can hear me loud and clear. My name is Franco Villarreal, and my job is simple. Starting this call off, I want to welcome members and I want to welcome guests here that are going to see this for the first time. I saw this opportunity about 16 years ago, the world of network marketing. But rather than me tell you my story now, the person that I'm going to introduce is not only has she earned over $1 million in this industry, but she served our country for many years. As a matter of fact, she just retired from the military. So if you've ever served in the military, thank you. If you ever meet this girl that about to introduce in person, please thank her for her service and for her contribution into the world of network marketing. Like I've said, she's trained thousands of people around the world on how to have success in this industry. And we're blessed to have her here with Viago. So she's going to share with you guys what we're really excited about and what we see is the future. And probably well spoken will be the biggest company in network marketing. I'm going to say it here because of the opportunity that we have. So without further ado, please give it up for the one and only Melanie Levitz. Melanie, are you there?
I'm here. Thank you so much, Franco. Love you, brother. Send my love to the family in Genesis. Oh my gosh, I'm so grateful. And I completely agree with you on everything that you said. We're just about to take it to the next level, you guys. I'm so excited for the next 6 months and the closeout of this year. And if your friend invited you here today, hello. I see Brandy, I see Cheryl, I see James. It's so good to see you. Put in the comments where you're chatting in from. And if you may not know me, I'm Melanie Levitz. I'm originally from Miami, Florida, and I kind of grew up learning what not to do. Both my parents were the troublemakers of their family. So I decided to join the Air Force to start my life off on the right foot. And I'm so glad that I did because 15 years ago, last month, I actually saw what you're about to see. And I said yes. I saw a way to be able to travel and take, at that time, $69 cruises and $200 all inclusives. And it was a no brainer. I was like, if this is real, and I trusted my friend that shared this with me. Of course, he was an officer in the military. So I was like, what do I have to lose? And at the very end, they also showed me how I can have a free club and then also make income, which Franco is going to share with you soon. And I couldn't have asked anyone better to share the business side with you that has drastically impacted my life from someone already very successful. So let's jump into this. I'm going to share with you my slides. Again, make sure if you have guests, you welcome them to this call because this is drastically something I'm very, very happy with and absolutely love. It's become my life. And now we are the ultimate lifestyle club called Club Viago. So there's me on the left. Franco already told you I was in the Air Force. I saw this when I was 28 years young, and I was a student in college. So my plan was actually to stay in the military and do 20 years. And little did I know this idea would transform my life to the point where I actually retired myself early from the Air Force active duty and transitioned to the reserves. So I actually just completed 23 years of service. Some of my dearest friends in this club were there. That lady over there on the far left, she's a warrior. She's actually in Vietnam right now on a trip that we're about to share with you. And the travel side, if you love to travel, you're going to love this because there's really places in the world called Cloud9. I was there in Fiji, and having to be able to hold baby lions and play with them in Africa was just really heartfelt. And of course, I like to have fun. So if you like to have fun, put fun in the chat because if you're going to like to have fun, then you got to go do the biggest party in the world in Ireland for St. Patrick's Day. There's me and my best friend literally pinching myself at the Great Wall of China. You know, we read about things like this in grade school, but we don't ever imagine actually being there, right? So because of this opportunity, I've been able to see that. And even in the States, checking off bucket lists like Rockefeller Center and ice skating, or our neighbor in Canada, seeing the Great Lakes of Canada. And what's drastically impacted my life is our events. So before the pandemic, our company was flying me all around the world to share people how to build this business. So I got to see and stay at the Marina Bay. That's the infinity pool, which is literally a ship on top of 3 buildings as a resort in Singapore. And of course, standing on stages of more than 5,000 people. We were literally the #1 travel club in the world for an entire decade in every continent. So we got to train people in Australia, Cyprus, and of course, all across the US. But what I love about what we do, most importantly, is the personal growth and development side. See, being my dad's only child, he always wanted a boy. So he kind of raised me like one. I know how to play sports, fix cars, get dirty. I was just at the gym earlier, hence why my hair's wet. And this guy pulled up on a motorcycle. I'm like, oh man, I love motorcycles. I grew up on motorcycles, I ride motorcycles. So I really got with this industry how to become a better person and become the classy woman that I always wanted to be. So this industry really allowed me to attract my amazing bougie European husband, whose name's Adrian. He's from Romania. We'll be celebrating here 4 years already. And a little bit about me more. I do have my degree in applied science through the military. It's actually hanging right there on the wall. I'll never use. I'm also an international author, current certified trainer with our company here today, and have invested over $100,000 in my personal growth and development with our programs like this and Landmark Worldwide and Tony Robbins. And also have, because of the travel side, been able to travel to 44 countries around the world with a lot of those trips paid for. And now with our partnerships since after the pandemic, I've really enhanced my way of living through my fitness and wellness and became a fitness competitor with the help of our amazing product line that allowed me to take third in a fitness wellness division. And I always believe that those that give shall receive. So I became the first vice president of my women's club here in my city, which was established in 1919. That's an all voluntary community. But my greatest passion is being a wife and a mom to my little puppy, soon to be a mom. Pray for me. We're working on that. But a little bit more about our company. We are based in Scottsdale, Arizona. We have headquarters also in Africa, Asia, and Europe. And what I love about our company is that it's family owned. See, it's run by brothers and sisters. And when you have a family owned business, don't you tend to put a little more skin in the game rather than a bunch of business owners trying to make something work? And I absolutely love our corporate office. To my right is our president, or excuse me, to my left with the long hair, Eddie Head is our president. And he's just a marketing guru, not to mention our founder to my right. Our mission today is to help you look your best, feel your best, and travel for less. We have tons of savings. Like, we're not traveling all the time yet, right? But what about everyday savings? Like if you're eating out, shopping online, going to shows and theme parks. One of my friends saved $2,600 off of car insurance, $3,000 off of a new car, tires, dog food. Another one, restaurants.com, you can get literally a gift card for $100 and just pay about $12 or $15. So I love shows. And when Hamilton came to Miami last year on Broadway, I actually logged into my portal and saw that we saved $500 off the best price. And then here's my friend Jared from Atlanta with a testimony.
Jared Ojeda here from Atlanta, Georgia, Riverdale in particular. I wanted to take my son out to the movies, but I saw the prices. I was like, oh, I can't do it. But then I looked up on member deals, saw over a 40% savings. So instead of paying $66, we paid $33. I thank member deals.
Yes, people can actually afford to go to the movies again, right? And then on top of that, we also have our own teledoc service available to you 24/7. Really great for traveling. It covers your whole family. Like, who wants to take sick kids to the doctor these days, right? And there's zero copay. This membership usually goes for $40, $80 a month. And we actually include it in your membership. I'll tell you, one of my girlfriends, she also served in the Navy and in San Antonio, and she ended up going to Mexico, woke up with a swollen eye, and the hotel staff freaked out. They're like, you got to go to the hospital. And she's like, you know what? Let me call my teledoc. Within 20 minutes after speaking to them, they were able to prescribe her a eye drop at her local pharmacy she could walk to in Mexico. So she literally saved a ton of money and a trip to the hospital on her vacation, right? We also have healthcare averages savings of $8,000 a year with Club Viago Health Share. And here's another quick testimony from my friend May.
I got a call that my son had a possible ear infection. I hopped on the telemedicine app on the way to pick him up. We got a consult with the doctor right away. He asked us if our pharmacy was the same. He called in a prescription. We got the prescription, had my son home within an hour, resting with the medication. Again, thank you. Be well.
Yes, thank you. Definitely save me a lot of trips to the doctor. So what my favorite part is the travel side. And what's great about it is that you have your own login, you log in, and then you have access to a la carte travel, whether you're booking a resort, a hotel. One of my friends, she's probably on her, Barbara Miller in California, she got an SUV for $19 a day. My girlfriend here, Brandy, hey girl, Brandy's new with us, and she's like, let me go try this out. She went to a resort for date night with her husband and had all the amazing amenities at a 5-star for about 40 to 50% off. And not to mention week-long stays, flights, cruises, activities. Me here locally in Fort Lauderdale, Miami area, I rented a 40-foot yacht and saved $1,200. So there's a lot of great deals on here, and you'll see that there's resorts, 5 stars, Las Vegas, Caesar's Palace. We'll show you the public price, so you don't have to have all those windows open, checking to see if you got the best price. We'll show you our price and then the savings you're getting. So this is 33% at Caesar's. I've seen 50% at the new Fontainebleau. Here's Miami. If you want to come visit me, stay on the beach, private condos with our week-long stays. This is 84% off. We do work with timeshares, but don't worry, we're not a timeshare company. You don't have to worry about those crazy fees. I avoid them just like you. But we occupy the rooms that are not being used. So this is Glacier National Park at 34%. Major cities like New York Times Square at a boutique hotel, 57%. And of course, across the world, like the Colosseums at 46% in savings. But my favorite way to travel is through our curated experiences. I don't know about you, but I was that friend that did all the planning reservations for the group of friends. And if I didn't do it, guess what? We didn't go on vacation as a group of friends, right? If that was you, put a 1 in the chat, because when I saw this, it was a no-brainer. And we have access to a pretty much click it, book it, and go type of trip. And they are called VIP escapes. We offer them at 4- and 5-star resorts or even diamond properties, and everything is practically included for you. We pick you up at the airport, we bring you to the resort. A lot of times they're private transfers. You have tons of meals included. Our group took about 200 people. If you were at Thailand in October last year, put Thailand in the chat because it was an amazing experience. I actually stayed for 8 days and paid $550 for a person at a 4-star resort. We had tons of meals. They gave me back $150 in resort credit. And as you can see, this is the floating city in the back. That was a really cool experience. And then James Bond Island, and hanging out with my best friends that are really multimillionaires. Like, when I have friends that are multimillionaires, we're over there in James Bond Island tour. And it's one thing to travel with a spouse or your family, but it's another thing to travel with a group of really great people that love to travel. And then this is a trip we took 100 people to literally last month. We stayed at the Hard Rock, so major resorts. This is an all you can eat, all you can drink. If you love eating, if you like to party and drink, you don't have to pay anything extra out of pocket. It's all included. Oceanfront view rooms, balcony suites, almost $900 a person. And this is Bali. People are spending like $5-10K a person to go to Bali, right? And we're getting it for $649. But what's really cool is when you join, all your money that you join with, you actually get back dollar for dollar, if not more. And you can use those towards these trips. So as you can see, after points, it's only $4.99 in Bali. I literally have friends here. If you guys are watching and you're in Vietnam right now, I love you. And I wish I was there, right? I should be there. And they spend, as you can see, have so many, it's really cool to watch your friends online travel. I don't know about your friends, but all my friends are very positive on social media. They're all traveling, and it's a really great community. I just unfollow all the people that are negative and not uplifting you, right? So be around people that have fun. And this is our Dubai trip. This is actually open to everyone. If anyone wants to come, message me, let me know. This is going to be New Year's, so it's a little more pricier because it's New Year's, right? So you can literally go on this same trip outside of New Year's and pay probably about $500-600 a person. But right after this experience, we're going to actually go to Cairo. So we're making it a 2-week journey. I'm partnered actually with one of the other group's leaders, Austin and Whitney Grade, if you guys know them, on this trip. So we're gonna have a lot of fun. Come join us. Everyone is welcome. Yes, even if you're a guest, you're welcome as well. And here's one of my most favorite trips I went on. This is Victoria Falls, literally swimming on the edge of the largest waterfall in the world. Was amazing. And then I did the craziest thing and jumped off, if you see the picture below that. And that's what we're doing. You know, we're creating memories. Your kids, your family, they don't remember what you got them for their birthday last year, but they will remember a trip like this. So come and experience this. We even have trips in the States. This is an all packaged Horseshoe Bend, Grand Canyon. One of my most favorite places in the world is Antelope Canyon. If you haven't done this, you got to go see it. And these trips are coming out practically every week. So if you wanted to go to Costa Rica, Spain, Greece, Italy, you have access to a ton of places. Morocco, Philippines, you can even create your own, which is really cool as well. And then if you have a heart to serve, you're gonna love, 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 love our voluntourism trips. This is one of them where we go to the hilltops of Antigua. And not only are we building these schools out of bottles, we're teaching these people to recycle. And we have them pick up all the trash, stuff the trash in these plastic bottles, and we use bottles as insulation for the walls. That's me on the right, probably about 7-8 years ago. I've done it twice. It's an unbelievable experience. Their education system actually stopped at 8th grade. And because of what we've done, we've built over 200 schools, and now it's continued to 12th grade because of our efforts. So really great deals. We have another trip coming up in April of next year if you want to go. And on top of all of that, we also have access to sporting events. And whether you like the F1 Formula Racing, Super Bowl, the Kentucky Derby, the Open, VIP car shows, music festivals, concerts, and not just access and discounted tickets, but a lot of times to meet the players or go down to the locker rooms. One of my friends went to go see a concert in Texas, Chris Brown, and saved $200 a ticket. So really great, amazing deals. And what's awesome with our product line, I absolutely love it because you get the best price as a member on your product line, whether it's wellness or skincare. The skincare has been amazing for my face. I actually suffered from adult acne my whole life, and it's cleared up. And then these products are our newest products. This one right here helps with any kind of discomfort. It's an all natural oil from plants. And then this is really awesome. I use this all the time when I work out. This is also great for recovery, hence why it's called recovery. It's pretty much just taking water as a tablet, and water is very good for your health. So not to mention all of that, that is our club, and we absolutely love it. We have access to a la carte trips. So I've had friends book their own resorts, experiences, transfers, flights, and they've saved over $5,000. VIP escapes, again, those are my favorite because I don't have to do all the booking and reservations. And of course, our unique experiences, Teladoc savings, med programs, daily savings, and then the market price. So that's the club, pretty cool. That's what your friend invited you to see. And again, it's not like a crazy timeshare cost of $40,000. Our most valuable pack is only $450. And with that, you get 600 points to use towards a trip. Again, it's equivalent dollar for dollar to $600. Every month thereafter, you get 100 points for your monthly membership of $99. And then you get a trip every year. Like, what? We're going to give you a trip just for staying a loyal member. And just to keep in mind, those monthly fees are optional. Remember, I told you in the beginning, I didn't want a monthly fee and they told me I could have those waived. Franco's going to tell you all how to do that. But if you love vacations and every year you get a trip, you can cash those trips into what we call getaways, and you can use it for a 7-night hotel stay, a cruise, or you can even upgrade to premium options and all-inclusives. The 7-night hotel stay is valued at $2,000 for up to 8 people. And then the cruises are pretty cool because you get to go for 5 days and just pay taxes. It comes out to like $517 a cabin, and it's amazing. If anyone wants to go to cruise, my husband and I are looking at them pretty soon, so we should definitely do it together. And as you can see, you can also, on the far right, cash your getaway in for 1,000 points. What? So you can use those towards the curated trip. So if you're like me, that's what I do. I just keep cashing them in. And that's the club, where we are living life amplified every day, everywhere. And we're going to transition with you, which is a totally optional part on what we do for a living. People like, Melanie, you really like travel and make money. I put on my car on my back window, and if you're watching this and you're an ambassador with us, I highly suggest it. Travel and get paid with my phone number, because that's what I do. I pretty much travel and get paid, and Franco does very well at earning a high level income with this. So I'm going to turn it over to Franco and allow him to share his screen with you, and just tell you I'm so grateful for people like Franco, and meeting Franco probably over a decade ago. I got to watch him find his spouse through this amazing organization. I watched him grow a family and have children, and just be inspired, like my life can do that too, where I can be successful in all areas of my life, as well as travel the world and world school my children. They literally just got back from the most magical place, Disneyland. And what's cool about Franco is that he actually was successful before watching and doing what we're doing in the travel industry. And he joined practically not for the money, but for the people, for the community. And we get to travel the world with our families and become family. So without further ado, Franco Villarreal, take it over, my brother.
Thank you so much, Melanie. That was awesome. I mean, did everyone else get FOMO by watching her traveling pictures, even though we do that for a living? Like, man, I wish I was there. And yes, you spoke about creating experiences. I was perfectly fine watching people do that swing in Zimbabwe. Would never do it myself, though.
Well,
But
I
yeah,
saw the twins do it, and they're way shorter than us. So I was like, if their girls are doing it, I have to do it too.
when my adrenaline junkie buddy said that's the only time where I actually felt like this is how you die, I was like, no thanks. So yeah, I have plenty visiting Disneyland. That being said, we saved over 1,500 bucks going to Disneyland, which is very different. I tell people when I present the product that I remember my mom coming home saying I need a vacation from my vacation, and I never knew what that meant. This was our first time going to a non-escape with three kids. My youngest now walks, so I really need a vacation from my vacation. Those escapes, I believe we undersell them, because when they pick you up from the airport and they do everything for you, oh my God, it's a breath of fresh air compared to you doing all the planning and that kind of stuff. So yes, my wife and I definitely need a vacation. But I was sold on that when I saw what Melanie just presented to you 16 years ago. It was the biggest no-brainer that I had ever seen in my life. And as the guy kept talking when I saw the presentation, and he talked about the earning income part, which I'm going to share with you guys right now. Can you all see my screen? Give me a nod if you can. My brain kind of shut down, but thank God my ears stayed open, because when I sat there, I'm like, I've been through one of these things. I know what they're going to try to do. You're going to recruit people, and the guy on top makes all this money. And you have to understand, I was coming from the business world. I owned a business, but as a guy that was presenting kept talking, everything he said was making sense to me, because it was the same thing I was doing in the traditional business world. They were just having more fun and making more money. So thank God I decided to go all in on it. Now, don't get me wrong. There was no part of me that night that I saw the information that I said I'm going to be rich, I'm going to be wealthy, I'm going to leave the family business. There was none of that. I'm like, you know what? Sounds like something I can do. There's so many people that see this, and the two things they're asking themselves is, can I do it and will it work? That goes through everyone's mind when they start to see this information. And I was no different from that. But when they told me that I could start a business for $49 a year, I'm like, this is crazy. As a business owner, you can get I mean, you'll take all the 1099s you can, so you can write off stuff. Now, I'm not an accountant. I can't tell you what you can and can't write off, but there's advantages of having 1099s. This was no different. And for $49 a year, it was laughable to me. Right now, in this day and age, my current business, if I'm not cracking 170,000 minimum in sales a month, I can't even keep the doors open, let alone $49. This is a multiplier. This evens a playing field of everybody on the planet. There's so many people that talk about our business model and say that it doesn't work. but it's the best business model around. You don't need tens of thousands of dollars. You don't need hundreds of thousands of dollars. You don't need all this leverage. Melanie, I don't know if you can admit the people for me. It doesn't let me click on the screen
I got
once
it. You're
somebody
good.
new pops in. Perfect. Let's see if I can get this to go. There's 7 ways you get paid in our company. For the sake of time and confusion, I'm only going to talk about 2, which, in my opinion, are the easiest to do. First and foremost, every time that you refer someone to our VIP member only travel club, we give you $100. Now, that's not a lot of money, but that's more than anyone else out there is giving you for referring someone to their club. I bank with Chase Bank, and I get an email practically monthly that says for every person you refer to a checking account, you get $25, but the limit is 10 that you can do. Well, luckily for us, we have no limit. You can do this over and over and over again. But this is not why I got excited when I first saw this idea. Our goal in Viago is to help you introduce 6 people. When you introduce 6 people with this bonus alone, you've made $600, which is all the money that you've spent on your membership, plus that $99 that Melanie was talking about to keep up with your monthly. That's gone. You refer 6, you no longer pay the $99 a month, and we give you 100 points every single month to use on future escapes or to buy down some of our world-class products. For me, my thought process when I saw this was, if I can't find 6 people that want to travel with me or make money with me, I need new friends. And it's the honest to God truth. Some of y'all may laugh at this, but it takes 6 people to carry us when our time on earth is done. So if you can't find 6 that want to travel with you, let alone carry you, you definitely need to find some new friends in your circle. Now, here's a cool thing, and this is where my mind started to expand more and more. Those 6 people knew or know 6 people that I don't know. And naturally, they're going to share it. If they can go to Dubai at the prices that Melanie was sharing with you, there's also one in December that's $580 for 6 days, 5 nights. Don't you think their friends are going to want to know about it? So organically, what starts to happen is they start to share it, they start to earn their referrals, they start to waive their fees, and your organization starts to grow. This is where my mind started to open up because my ears were listening. And thank God my brain said, you know what? Let me listen to what this guy has to say. But Warren Buffett, one of the most successful investors of our time, says if you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you're going to work until you die. You see, guys, every single one of us on this call had the same parents. Our parents all wanted us to go to school, get a degree, so we can get a good what? And most of you said job. That is what we were programmed to do. Now, if you've earned a degree, there's a lot of, I would hate to go see a doctor that hasn't gone to medical school. There's a lot of careers where you need degrees, but it's not the only way. My parents were no different. Even though my dad's a serial entrepreneur, multi-millionaire, he told me to go to school to get a degree, to go get a good job. And I was being leveraged. Even though I was running the family business, I was being leveraged by him. I just didn't know I was being leveraged until I started to meet other people. It never occurred to me why, as successful business owners back then, we were working 8 to faint Monday through Saturday. We had Sunday off, and I would drive by the golf course on a Wednesday morning and those people teeing off. I could not comprehend how that was a possibility. I'm like, are these people shift work employees? Do they run a business? I had never been taught any of this until I started to meet people. And I'm going to talk about it more as I go along. If I can get this to move. But this is why I really got excited. Residual income was something new to my vocabulary when I saw this industry. And to some of you guys, you may not fully understand it, but the simple way to put it is it's something you get paid on forever by doing the work once. And again, that is crazy to think about. We all know residual bills. I pay them once a month and they're back 3 weeks later. So this is slightly different. And to keep it simple, we have a 2-team structure that goes to infinity. You have a left team and a right team. You can call it an A team, a B team, whatever you want to call it. Our first goal is to help you introduce 6 people into our club. If you introduce 6, heck, maybe if you even introduce two and we put one on your A team, one on your B team, and they organically introduce people into our club, and your team grows to five on your A team, five on your B team, you start to earn a residual override, $50 a month. Life insurance agents, health insurance, car insurance, all these agents that you know that you buy insurance from get a portion of your premium every time you pay it, every single month. This works the same way. People pay their monthly fees, you get a percentage of that, and it starts at $50 a month. It's not a lot of money, but it's more than your current employer is giving you right now to do nothing. Now, this starts to grow. At 50/50, which is our Sapphire bonus, you start to make $1,000 a month passively for something you already did. I'm going to expand your mind. And if you haven't heard anything I said, please listen to these next couple of minutes. I want you to skip all those numbers and I want you to go to that last line. 5,000 and 5,000, 10,000 people total on your team. And it sounds astronomical. I get it. That earns you 85,000 a month. But let me tell you my journey. When I got started in this industry through travel, like Melanie was talking about, was April 10th, 2009. The very next day, I showed 14 of my friends and family. 8 told me I was crazy. 6 said, you know what? This sounds fun. We'll do it with you. Those 6 from 09 to 2020 introduced or turned into over 25,000 people worldwide. And it's not a big number, but $25,000 people is still a lot. My biggest check in that company in 1 month was 18 grand. Now, by today's standards, that's still pretty good money. But I want you to look at that last number. Half of that, 10,000 people with this bonus alone would be $85,000 a month. 85,000. Now, I will tell you something else. April 10th, 2009 is when I got started in that company. That company launched December of 05. I was 4 years late to the party, and I still found success doing it. Viago launched January of this year. Guys, we're about 6.5 months in. There is nobody that knows about us. You may think you're late to the party. We haven't even started. So what do you think I feel when I show this on a nightly basis? Do you think I'm excited based on what I did in the previous company, 4 years late to the party, knowing that everybody watching me right now, if you're a guest, you're 6.5 months in to what I know is going to be the biggest company on the planet? I get excited. By the way, that's one bonus. This is why I lost sleep the night that I signed up, because I had never known about passive income like movie stars and all that get. Now, I have to tell you, this is not a get rich quick company. We have to show you an earning statement. What you put in is what you're going to get out. And the crazy thing in our industry, there's so many people that get started and maybe they never take a trip or they never introduce anyone or learn how to do this properly, and they'll tell other people it doesn't work. But you've never heard someone say, hey, the gym doesn't work. Yet 90% of us on this call have been paying for a gym membership for decades and we're still not in shape. But no one ever says anything about that. It's always business opportunities that are different. Now, that being said, that we're not a get rich quick, things could change. This company or this industry could make me eat my words, because life could be drastically different for everybody on this call in the next 6 months, because we are brand new. It can create an avalanche of opportunity where it can create success stories literally overnight. But by tradition, these are not pitched as a get rich quick, because it does take work. And by work, we also give you world-class training. We have an app called The Inner Circle where you can listen to trainers, top of the line, multi-million-dollar trainers in the comfort of your own house, in your gym, in your sauna, on a drive. You have access to that. And we have in-person trainings. We actually have 2 trainings coming up. We have a virtual training coming up August the 2nd. It's also live in Atlanta, Georgia. If you're around the Atlanta area, we'll talk about how you can get signed up for that. It's goodlifetrainings.com. But our next major event is in Columbus, Ohio, the weekend of September 12th. You can also go to goodlifetrainings.com, get registered, or talk to the person that invited you to take a look at what we got going on. This is what I know. In anything you do in life, you need to learn to do it the right way. You learn to do it the right way, everything else gets easier. So, world-class training, world-class trainers. Now, getting started, if you want to go in all in on the product, which is our launch pack that Melanie talked about, the 450 pack, plus the business side, which is only $49 more, you're paying a whopping total of $500 today. Now, that $500, there's no contracts, there's no annual renewals. As a matter of fact, we give you 30 days to try it out. We don't, and if you don't like it, we give you your money back. And I say that with all confidence because I know once someone gets plugged into one of our trips or the money making part, it's game over. You're going to be a member for life. And that's what we're looking for right now. So again, no contracts, no annual renewals. Every year on your anniversary date, you get an 8-day, 7-night vacation getaway. Now, timing is everything. I have to disclose this with you because the person that put you on to this Zoom is talking to other people. You're not the only person they're talking to, and you can get our next best position. But if you decide that you want to do it and they sign up a guy by the name of Andy or a girl by the name of Andy, 100% of what Andy does will benefit you because you said yes first. If you decide to go to our Think About It corner, which is okay, and Andy signs up, and then an hour from now or tonight or tomorrow you decide you want to play, only half of what Andy does will benefit you because remember, we have an A team and a B team. That may not sound like a lot to you, but I put over 25,000 people into this industry. Do you think the person that signed up 10 minutes before me loves me? Absolutely. Because 25,000 people on one team that they didn't have to account for. So guys, I'm going to keep it simple. You're an A, B, or C. If you're an A, you're like my wife. I had her from hello, no questions. She's ready to get started with me. No, I'm kidding. She was a B. If you're a B, you have questions. For her, why are you still single? Why don't you have any kids yet? So if you're a B, any questions you have, I know it's a lot of information to take in. Have your questions answered before you make your decision. Whichever way you sway, no big deal with us. And if you're a C, this is not your cup of tea. Maybe you don't like traveling. Maybe your bank account can't take any more money deposited, whatever the case may be. I tell people this, say thank you to the person that invited you because we always tell people, who would you want to travel with or make money with? And they thought of you. So for me, it's always a blessing. I know timing is everything, but we're here. Our doors are always open, and we look forward to getting started with the people that want to get started. So thank you guys so much for your time. We're going to introduce a training in the next couple of minutes. We'll give you maybe 2 or 3 minutes to get on the phone with the person that you invited to answer some closing questions. But we'll get started with our training. And if you're a new guest or a new member, you can stick around and listen to the training as well. Thank you guys. Transition over. I really don't think I gave Melanie enough justice in my introduction. And as we get into training, I just want you to know, I know Viago is only 6 months old. I know we transitioned from skincare and nutrition and travel to this. And just so you know, Isaac's plan was never to continue our previous company or never to continue Secret. His whole plan was to create a mega company, which is finally coming into fruition. Hold on. Which is finally coming into fruition. But Melanie, in the years that I've known her, not only does she walk the walk of building the business, but it's very hard. I mean, it's very hard in any industry in the world where you see someone that kicks ass working, being in the trenches, and also living the life at the same time. I mean, you don't see that anywhere else. She can go on. I'm sure she had probably albums and albums that she could have put in the presentation, but for the sake of time, didn't. But I always find it very amusing that we're in an industry where you can do both at the same time. You can live life at the highest level while building the business. Where in most companies, our product is their reward. If they sell enough, they take them on a vacation. We have that every day. You don't have to be a superstar out of the gate to get to travel with us, which is just amazing. But again, she earned well over $1 million. I think she first got that award maybe in 2016, if I'm not mistaken, 2017, around there. So she made her first million a long time before we got here. I mean, 9, 10 years ago. So she's done it. She is very humble. When you see her at events, she's not the type that's going to be, yes, she dresses flashy, but not the type to be like, hey, I'm Melanie Levitz. This is what I do. She mixes with the crowd well, and I tell people, man, they just know some people that sit around her during the trainings, they just don't know the caliber of person that they have sitting next to them because we are a brand new company. We came over from our previous travel company. So again, Melanie, thank you so much for not only what you bring. My team follows you. For you to be on vacation, for you to build the way you build, like you're an inspiration not only to them, to myself, and a huge asset to Viago. We are blessed as a company to have you here. So I'm going to turn it over to Melanie so she can go over some of the things that we want to talk about.
Wow, Franco, thanks so much, brother. I really receive all of those things that you said. And I'm so grateful to be in a community that I get to call family and get to know you as a person and your wife and your kids. And soon, my husband having kids right behind you, and we'll be traveling the world with our kids and doing Disney cruises. I heard Brandy saved $1,000 off her Disney cruise. How cool is that? So I'm excited to bring some knowledge to you guys that I pretty much just learned from the people that you're seeing here in our company do these presentations, train at the events, do the live free trainings on a weekly basis. And this is also very free for you as well. So I'm excited to share with you. I put together the list. If you guys want to know the secrets, put secret, the secret to success, put secret in the chat, because I'm going to just give you 5 secrets that I believe can drastically impact your life. And if you've been around for quite some time and you're not getting the results that you want, I was there too. I remember precisely sitting in arenas, which at training events, and hearing people that I looked up to that were young age, ruining at a high level, and talk about, this bamboo tree. And this bamboo tree takes 90 days to start sprouting, and it feels like you may not be seeing the harvest of your seeds and what you're reaping, but I promise you that underneath the soil, like a bamboo tree, there's these strong roots that are growing and developing. And all of a sudden, when a bamboo tree spikes through the rocks and the gravel and the dirt, and you start seeing it actually really grows very fast within another 90 days to a full bamboo tree. And it's totally amazing to see that occur in our business for people, because it has for me. So I see Brandy wants the secret. Willie, my brother Willie, is here. Thyron, if I don't know you yet, like Franco said, I look forward to getting to know you at one of our events. We're going to be in Atlanta. Brandy and I and one of our new members in Miami are driving up to Atlanta from Florida. So we love to see you. That's going to be August 2nd. And Franco will tell you in on a lot of the other great events. But I love to just jump in and share with you on my phone. So what I love about our business is that I could do it from anywhere. So I'm going to share with you my phone screen instead of my computer screen. And again, adapting to technology and learning the skills that just help you become a better entrepreneur that is more simplified. And sharing my screen with you now, you'll see that I love to work from my phone. Most of my work actually comes from my phone. So I have everything on my phone, to include my notes. So if you haven't already grabbed a pen and a paper, do so now, because I'm going to teach you the 5 secrets to success. There's only 5, okay? And if you do these, then you're going to really find that your level of skills will enhance, as well as your bank account. Okay, so the first step is to enjoy the moment and have fun. Remember, if you love to travel, this is your passion, then you're in the right place. I tell people all the time, if you don't like to have fun, then this may not be for you, because that's literally the first step in what we're doing. We're a travel club. Even Franco talked about it. Other people's reward is our services and products, okay? So live it, embrace it, use your memberships. I'm going to share with you how to do that next after these 5 secrets. So write that down. Have fun. Someone put it in the chat. Have fun is the first step to success. Number two, be coachable. Someone once told me, they said, if you could be uncoachable, you can be unstoppable. And I was like, well, I can definitely be coachable, especially being in the military. You know, you had to have that discipline to, listen to your higher level archy. And what's great about what we do is it's simple. Just go back to one, have fun, right? And if you do what others did to get what they got, then it's very simple. We don't hide anything from you as leaders. We're all pretty much on the same page, teaching the same thing. So what we want you to do is invite, get good at inviting. They told me that I needed to get good at two things. That's pretty cool, because in the Air Force, it was like regulations and Air Force instructions and all these things. I never read any of them, but I still got good at it because I just followed the people that had what I want in the success and did what they did. So get good at inviting. The second thing is promoting. Get good at promoting, showing them the opportunity, showing the trips, and then of course enrolling and educating. And when you repeat those steps, this is pretty much the formula of our business: invite, show, enroll, educate, and repeat. That's the second secret to success. The third secret, I know the numbers are weird. I don't like technology bother me. I just go with the flow. My phone was just doing it. It's okay. So this is number 3 under market. All right. So what you want to do is market with today's times. Stop going door to door. I'm pretty sure nobody's doing that anymore, but that's how this industry started. People were literally selling plasticware or cookware. And I found that those times have changed with the technologies like cell phones. So now we can make calls, which make it a lot easier. And then, of course, what you want to do is start. If you haven't started sharing and marketing yourself, then you want to do that and stay marketing yourself by making calls, creating a schedule, just like you have at work, right? If you don't show up at your job and you do it as you please, I'm pretty sure you're gonna get fired, right? And that's one thing good about our industry is you'll never get fired. The only way to leave is if you quit. So don't quit. That's the next rules. But before I jump into that, what's really big, and you heard Franco say, he showed 12 people, Franco, was it 14 people, and 6 joined. Well, guess what? I didn't have that kind of credibility being in the Air Force. I was the fun party person. My friends didn't look at me as a business owner like they looked at Franco. So I had to show over 40 people to get my monthly fees waived in my first month. And when I found out that it just was a matter of how many people I showed, because there's a formula to showing, then I just needed to keep showing. I didn't care how many people it was going to be. I was just going to always keep showing. All right. So create a schedule that allows you to show people, and then go back to, again, having fun and networking. If your friends and family like mine didn't get started, and I'm telling you that I used to travel with my friends in the Air Force. We would go to Mexico literally every Labor Day, every Memorial Day. We could drive there in the military from Tucson Air Force Base in Arizona to Mexico at the time. And what's great is, or what wasn't great, is that when I showed it to them, they didn't join. And it was okay, because I got to meet more people in this company that love to travel like I do, that became family. And I found that for me, networking and going to free networking events to meet other people allowed me to build my cold market list, because that's the biggest list you're ever going to have. So for me, what I did was just always kept meeting new people. I got a number today at the gym with a young lady. I'm always out meeting people, not to mention on my back windshield, I market myself with a slogan or a phrase that says travel and get paid, with my phone number and Instagram handle. So always remember, do it something that you love to do. So even if you're working out, meeting people in the gym, doing something in networking and something that you may be already doing. And then, of course, if you're not using social media to portray your trips and market yourself in the industry, which is now a $290 billion industry, then you may be missing the curve. And you can still do the inviting and the calls and the presentations at local coffees or restaurants. We do that also every week. But I find that sharing my life through social media and what I'm using, whether it's our recovery line or the VioFlex, or just going on vacation like Dubai and Egypt for New Year's and showing people that that's what I do, allows me to attract people online. So this is the new today's times of building versus like going the door to door. And remember, always calling and inviting, going back to the two things that you really just need to get good at. So know that in 2022 is a $30 billion industry. And now today's social media marketing has grown more than 30%. And America is the leading country in social media marketing. All right, so that's number 3. And number 4 is show up. Show up. Everything to everything as much as you can. They say that 90% of success is just showing up. And yes, it is spelled wrong there because I want to get your intention and let you know that it's that important when you can come to the team calls. And if you don't have team calls, create it. Again, you're here on a free event with our company, and there's tons of events out there in outside of our industry or even in our industry. I would say stick around Viago more. Don't get distracted with those shiny objects or squirrel attention, because when you stick around what everybody is winning in Viago and you build the skill set and apply it, you're going to win a lot faster versus going outside and investing in other companies in their other trainings. So remember, training online in real also, or online in real life. Oh, and going back to social media, if you want to build an international team, I highly recommend to use proper English at the 5th grade level. So I've been seeing a lot of IRLs, and even knowing it, I'm like, what's IRL? And then I was like, oh yeah, IRL, in real life. So I pray to see you at the next event, August 2nd, in real life with my friend Brandy, who I get to meet for the first time because Brandy and I actually met through social media as well, and mutual friends. And then the last thing to make sure you do in the 5 secrets of success is just never quit. Okay? Like ever. Never, ever, 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 ever quit. Ever, 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 ever. Like ever. Okay? Never. So, and go back to the first step, which is have fun. Repeating this will help you find the success that you're looking for. Going back to inviting, promoting, and sharing and enrolling and educating. And I'll tell you from my true roots of my soul, I absolutely love this and would never do anything else, because I could never be the person who just sits on the couch, watching TV, listening to the news or drama, because those things are very addictive. And when there was times that I would want to quit, like, yes, there are times that you may want to quit. Let's keep it real, okay? This is life you're living, okay? We always want to quit in things that are hard. But as Franco says, the more you do it, the more simple it gets. And it becomes, again, going back to number 1, having fun. So when I thought to myself, do I really want to do this? Or is there something else that I want to do? And those thoughts would come up to quit. I would ask myself, okay, Melanie, just quit. Like in your mind, you quit. Now what? What's your next step? What are you going to do if you quit? And for me, I couldn't find anything. For sure, it was travel. So I was like, okay, you can travel on a cruise ship. You can be an entertainer. You can be a flight attendant and get all the flight benefits. So I thought about those, like, those are really good ideas. But then when it boiled down to the business side and having a schedule and being told from a boss to be in a certain place at a certain time when I didn't really want to, and creating my own schedule, I realized that the residual income that we have in this opportunity is really what I have to do and what I want to do. Because to me, money is not a motivator for me, but time is, and community is. And when I found that I can create something here and it continued to build on itself, I can have true freedom. I don't know about you, but my electric bill here in Florida is $200. And in my early 30s, when I started building this industry, I quickly realized, I was like, well, wait a second. If I can replace all my residual bills with residual income, I can have freedom. And that's what excited me. So I hope that it excites you too. I hope that you can come on a trip. I'll tell you, I wish I got on a trip sooner than later in this industry, because I probably would have had more success sooner than later. And I'm grateful for my journey to share that. So I want to quickly share with you before we bring Franco back on is how to use your membership. So this is really important because there are times when you become a member and you forget, like you go to your natural websites that you would normally go to before joining the club and you would book something. And then later on after your trip or while you're on your trip, you're like, dang, why didn't I think about booking through my portal? So if I were you, I would have clubviago.com written all over your house. Okay. And I do this with my own goals. So you don't forget to book through your own portal. So what's great is when you log in, you have access to a booking engine where you can book a la carte experiences. I've had friends book their flights, their hotels, their excursions, their round trip transfers, do all the planning and organization for themselves and still save more than $5,000 for their trip and their friends. How cool. But what I also love is the everyday experiences. And then of course you have access to your escapes and rewards, and those are really great. You can go in there and click and play around and have fun. I promise you, you won't break anything. So just click everything. You're not going to break anything. Just go and click and have fun. Remember, always go back to route one. Success number one, have fun. But what I love is the everyday shopping. So when you go down here to, let's say, member deals, you'll find that there's a lot of great savings every day. We've had friends save $2,600 on their car insurance a year, $3,000 off a car. I'm excited to start buying my dog food through here. I heard dog food is on here. There's just so much on here that it wouldn't be enough time to train you on everything. But what I saw is access to more hotels and the opportunity to have those hotels also have access to flights included in those hotels. So when people ask me, oh, do you have flights included in your trips? Well, we do. Under our member deals or our benefits hub, you can check those hotels with flights as well. And then of course, theme park tickets, which everybody's going to. Franco just went to Disneyland. I have friends that have saved $50 off their tickets for SeaWorld, which by the way, I believe SeaWorld is now the best roller coaster park there is. It used to be Universal, but I like SeaWorld now. Their roller coasters are amazing. So use your membership, get in here and play around, have some fun. And just if you have questions, remember you always have the customer service line, or you have access to a chat here now from our concierge as well. What's also great is that when you use your website, you also accumulate points here. So you can see I have 6,400 points for Viago points, as well as when I book on the portal, the booking engine, I have 28,000 points on my booking engine. And you can book, again, cruises, flights, car rentals, excursions, activities. This is exactly where I went to find the activities here for the yacht that I had on my 43rd birthday. It was a 40-foot yacht, saved $1,200 on the best online price. So everything is here. But I definitely want to turn it over now to Franco and have him share with you on how to get a new person started. And as I said before, Franco has just been somebody that I look up to as someone that, already came from success and didn't come here to build an income on the financial end, but came here to build a community. And it's so cool to see your friends, that have had success develop as a leader, as a husband, as a father, through our program and personal skills, and just be able to live life with each other all across the world. So Franco is one of our top earners. He's also our trainer in Club Viago, and he gets to speak even on the big stage as well. So without further ado, I love to turn it back over to you, Franco. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Melanie, for all the information. Honestly, you broke it down on how simple this business can be. And I'm going to touch on how to get a new person enrolled, or if you want to hit the reset button today, how you can do that. But a lot is going to be centered on mindset, because what Melanie covered is basically, and I don't want to sound blasphemous, but it's kind of like our Bible, what you need to do: invite, present, enroll, train. That is what the fundamentals that you got to learn to do religiously with our company. Now, if you've been in a while and you don't know how to reset, you don't know how to get started. I mean, you don't have to show me your hands, even though I can see pretty much every one of you. But I'd like to say, by a show of hands, how many people have gotten to the point where they don't know enough people. I don't know who to invite anymore. It typically happens in our industry. I've been in 16 years and I still haven't shown everybody because of the way the system is supposed to work. The basis of everything is what Melanie talked about, where you need to get really good at. One, trainings are non-negotiable. Two, quitting is not an option. And the third one is becoming a master inviter. But here's the thing that happens a lot in our industry. We, you don't have to tell me, everybody that's spending their Saturday morning with us or afternoon in some cases wants to make more money, wants a different lifestyle. They just don't want to travel. But you go into the mentality when you sign someone up sometimes that you're assuming that they want the same thing that you do. And a lot of times we sell out our new members because we don't know where they want to play. What do I mean by that? Within the first 20 minutes that you sign somebody up, if it's in person, if not within the first 24 hours, you need to find out where they want to participate. They either want to make, or let me start over. You ask them why they signed up and let them tell you why they signed up. After that, you ask 3 questions. Do you want to travel? Do you want to travel and make some money to waive your fees maybe? Or do you want it all? Do you want to make a ton of money, see the world, change your entire lifestyle? This is important because typically people naturally gravitate towards what number? Number 3, they want to make a lot of money and they want to travel the world. Well, there comes some requirements. The first one being they have to sign up for the next training. And some of y'all know Eric Grabowski. And one thing that I loved about him, because I've known him, heck, almost 2 decades now, is he would not sign somebody up if they didn't have enough money to sign up for the next training. He wouldn't do it. And some of y'all may think that's harsh, but he developed a lot of leaders and he kind of was sorting through the doers and the non-doers at the beginning. At the end of the day, we can't determine which are going to be which, but that is important. If the people that want to make a lot of money, everybody right now looking at me, I should not have to question if you're going to Columbus. That should be a given. And that's September 12th through the 14th, goodlifetrainings.com. Book your hotel. Look, guys, I've heard in my life, if the want or the need is bad enough, the how-tos will figure themselves out. You can't say, I want to go, I want to go, I want to go, and you never book anything and it never happens. Book your hotel. Book your flight. Figure the rest out. You have about, what, a month and a half? I'm about 2 months. You got about 8 weeks till we get to the next event. It can happen. And I don't want to hear excuses. Sometimes I get excuses from people saying, well, I can't get off of work. And I say, look, that's a crock. And hopefully I have permission for you guys to be 100% real with you. Well, like I always am, if you know me. It's a crock because if you was your best, let's just say, favorite musician on the planet, and you had backstage passes September 12th through the 14th, not a single one of you would second guess yourself. Not a single one of you would worry about money. You would make it happen if you could hang out with your favorite actor, actress, musician for a weekend. You would clear your schedule. You would find a way. In our industry, the reason why people fail so much, and I won't say fail, but they take longer to succeed, is because it is optional. Everything they do, being on this call right now was optional. Going to the training is optional. Showing up to a presentation is optional. If it was mandatory, every single person on this call would be a top income earner. And for me, guys, in 16 years, I have yet to miss a training. And you may think, well, Franco, I have excuses. No, we all have the same SHIT happen to us in our life. All of us. Sometimes it's bad, but I've heard it said that anything other than a result is an excuse. It doesn't matter how bad it may be. My favorite person in the world was my mother, and I lost her in January of 2018. A day after we buried her, I was on a plane to an event in Orlando. I'll never forget. Was I there emotionally? Absolutely not. But my spirit needed it. I needed it. I needed to be there with, like Melanie said, like my family. These weekends for me are so empowering that I hate that they're so far in between the next one that we have to wait so long. But that was my comfort. Now, anyone could have given me a get out of jail free pass and say, Franco, I know you're in mourning. It hurt me. It hurt me. It to this day, they say, oh, it gets easier. It never gets easier. You just learn to cope with it. Like it's been heck almost 7 years, and I still battle with it daily. Anytime I bring her up, it hurts. But I say that because I had to burn all bridges, guys. I worked for my father. Some of y'all know my story. I worked 8 to faint, 6 days a week, and had a boss for a dad. I didn't have a dad for the 8 years that I ran the family business. To say network marketing changed my life would be an understatement. Big decisions are made at these big events. And for me, that's where it happened. That's where it happened. I started to hear stories from mentors now like Jeff Bolf and Troy Brown and Melanie Levitz living a lifestyle and doing a career that they didn't need a vacation from. For me, that first event I went to, listening to these stories cross stage, I thought this industry, honestly, I thought network marketing was for people that didn't know how to make money. I swear to you, I thought it was for broke people. And then I started to meet people like Jeff Bolf and Troy Brown that were having more fun, living in bigger houses, driving nicer cars, taking nicer vacations. No disrespect to SeaWorld, Melanie, but these guys were in Bora Bora and Fiji and all this. And I'm like, wait a minute, maybe what I'm doing in life isn't the right path. And once I got a taste of those stories and I got this bug planted in me, this winning bug planted in me, I knew I was going to bust through walls to get it. So the trainings are non-negotiable. If you get somebody, and I went off tangent a little bit. Melanie posted what the schedule is going to look like. That's always tentative. It can change as we get closer. Get registered. And if they don't want to go to the next training, then you lower their expectations. Well, let's just travel and maybe waive your fees. Again, that gives me the permission on how much to push them. If they're not going to go all in and go on in trainings, I'm not going to push them to do so. But I am going to try to get them on a trip, save some money, do something, because in network marketing, there's something called the quitting threshold, guys. And I want you to visualize it. I'm not that big of a PowerPoint guy, but when someone signs up, we'll call this the end of my screen, the quitting threshold. When someone signs up, they're excited, you're excited, they saw Dubai, they saw all these trips, they're pumped. But within the next 24 hours, if you don't show their first person, I guarantee they're talking to somebody. 100% of the time, they're going to try to explain half of what they understood the night before. And when that person shoots them down, guess where their morale is? They literally went from here to sometimes below the screen. There's a phenomenon in network marketing that you sign someone up and you'll never hear from them again and they'll never answer your call again. So how can we help our cause? We help them create a list. And this is the third step after finding out why they signed up, going through the 3 questions. Now I have them create their list. And now that list, I help them do. So let's just say we got Faith here and I go, Faith, right now, if you were to call someone at 3 o'clock in the morning and say, I need black bags and a shovel, who would come without asking questions? And she's going to give me names. It's crazy. The quiet ones give you like 10 names, but I just want 1 or 2. And we call those the easy ones, not the easiest to sign up, the easiest to meet with. So when can we send a text out right away, Faith? If it's early in the day, you say, text your friends, ask them what they're doing right now. If they say nothing, tell them to meet you at wherever you're at. You could be at a Starbucks, you could be at a restaurant, wherever. Tell them to meet you. And if they ask why, say, don't worry about it, just get here. You can go to them. That's a cool thing about our industry as well. There's no right way to do it. The exposures, you could say, I'm coming over. You can invite them to a big shot. You can say, come over to my house. Whatever you want to do to expose them, you can expose them through a Zoom. It all works. Our only job is to get to trainings and show the information. Our job is not to dictate who's going to sign up. We cannot dictate results. We can dictate activity. 16 years I've been doing this. I don't know what they look like, sound like, background. I do not know. And I'm sure Melanie would agree. Sometimes you'll be at a presentation in your mind, you're looking from the front of the room, you're like, they'll never sign up. And that's the first person that gets started. 16 years later, it's the funniest thing, but we do not know. We don't control that. And it's crazy how so many people fall off the wagon when their best friend doesn't see the vision. It's the dumbest thing. And I don't mean that to sound rude to you guys, but that gets you, that first person you show, and they say no, your morale is, you're almost quitting. So what can I do as a leader, as the expert, to show you that it works? I need to put a belief check in their hand as soon as possible. If the first says no, can we meet the second? Can we meet the third? It's all about collapsing time frames. And guess what? They get one sign up, and guess where their morale is again? But little by little, it starts coming down. So what can we do with that person to show and to keep them above the quitting threshold as much as possible? Melanie said it, guys. I've been in 16 years. I'd be lying if I told you I haven't wanted to quit this industry about 300-400 times. It happens. It happens to all of us. We're creatures of emotion. We're humans. Morale doesn't always stay up. Motivation, inspiration doesn't always stay up. We live a life like this. Trust me, I was inspired when we got to Disney. 4 days later, I wanted to quit parenting. So some of y'all may think that, but why can't I quit parenting? Because it's something that's non-negotiable for me. It's a path I chose, but so many people make this industry not negotiable, not non-negotiable. They make it negotiable because it was so cheap to sign up. Sometimes it gets to me on how inexpensive it is to get started in this industry. I wish it was $10,000 because fewer people would give up. The gym is optional. Imagine we had to go to the gym 2 hours a day, or no, 40 hours a week. Do you think we'd all be in shape? Heck yes, because it would be non-negotiable. Anything that we have to rely on our own thinking ain't going to work. So we go back to the list, and I'm going to get into more on this as we start to wrap up. We go back to the list, and I start asking questions. When people get stuck, I start asking, who do you know that's a teacher? Who do you know that's a nurse? Who do you know that sells cars? And all these questions are happening to get their mind off the block. What do I mean by the block? Everybody that you show the presentation to, the last 10 minutes, I guarantee they're thinking of people who would do it and who would not do it. They're trying to play God. Everybody, me included. Before the guy even said, thank you, have a great night, I already had a list in my head. And that is a wrong way about it, because it's good to have a list in your head, but it's wrong because you put so much emphasis on faith will do it. Faith will do it. And then faith doesn't do it, and my morale is back down. So I help with those questions, and you should too. And you write a list of 20, 30 names. Don't make it feel like work. Some people say 100. All of that would come. All of that will come. We want to focus on 10 or 20. So again, let's just say we show 10 people and we get 2 signups. That's 20% closing. That is not great, but that's still 2 out of 10. If we do the same thing we did with you for those 2 new signups, how many new exposures do we have? If I'm asking for 20 or 30 names, we'll go with a low number, 20. You have 40 new exposures with the 10 that you have remaining, because we only showed 10 for you. So how many total people is that? 50 people that you do not know. Let's see, you 3 out of those 50 that we show, only 5 of them sign up out of the 50. Horrible numbers. But if we do the same with those 5 and create 20, 40, 60, 80, 100 new exposures, plus you 3 still showing yours, do you see how the exposures start to add up? So many people think it's just about them. I need to sign up 100 people. Yes, eventually you want to sign up 100 people, but my mentor showed me, Jeff and Troy, you sponsor in coveys. You sponsor 5 to 10. When that exposure list starts to slow down, like it naturally does, you go out and you show a new 20 for you. And then you start that process over. And when that slows down in 5-6 months, you go show another 5 to 10. Do you see how you'll never run out of people? The goal is not for you to go show 1,000 people today. The goal is for you to follow the system. Now, me included, I'm preaching to the choir, I'm preaching to myself. There's breakage in the system. Sometimes it's late. Sometimes we sign someone up. Sometimes we're going on vacation the next day and we fail to game plan and we break the way the system should work. Us, if you were a teacher, do we got any teachers here? If you have a teacher and you teach kindergarten, what grade level do you teach next year? Kindergarten. And the year after that? Kindergarten. And the year after that? Kindergarten. Does that ever change? Does a kindergarten teacher say, I'm going to follow my kids all the way to high school and become this speaking guru from stage? No, we stay game planning, exposure, game planning, exposure, game planning, exposure. Obviously, we get to training, and then naturally, like Melanie said, invite, present, enroll, train. That's where the system makes the entire loop. Now, here's where I'm going to switch directions for you. If you just stayed there, game planning, exposure, game planning, exposure, you would never fail. How long it's going to take you to kick butt? I don't know. Some people, and before I go into my closing, I'm going to talk about, there's a guy showed that he got his first 8. Very sharp guy. And then his next 15 had said no. And it's not something that he is doing different, because naturally we start to second guess ourselves that we're doing something different that we didn't do with the first 8 signups. I tell people, you're just not showing the right ones. It could be 15 in a row. My wife, she didn't get to 40, but her first 30 said no, Melanie. Imagine had she given up. And it was just constantly reminding you, you're just showing the wrong people. You're just showing the wrong people. And it doesn't mean wrong forever. It means wrong maybe just right now. Understand, we're 6.5 months in. We're a new concept. Nobody knows about it. You guys are pioneers. The masses are going to come years from now. The cool thing is you can hit the highest rank in the company before the company ever gets to momentum. How badass would that be to be at the highest rank before we even get there? So pioneering is not easy. Pioneering, if you look up the true definition of pioneers, the ones that Jeff always talks about, the Oklahoma City land run, when it's like, hey, you all go and you stake your flag, you all may think, oh, we could have owned land. Yeah, they were in wagons on horses. You had a whole bunch of diseases, everything that was unknown, but they were the pioneers. That comes, guys, I get it. We don't have all our products right now. That's coming. I get it. We don't have thousands of trips on our calendar right now. You don't want to know how it was at the beginning when they had one trip and it was sold out. I think what we have right now, our offering is the best around. Our compensation plan is the best around. And we haven't even come full circle yet. I think Viago, from what I know, from what I've seen the last 4 or 5 years with the transition, we're probably operating at 50% of what this is going to be, if that. And it's already amazing. So imagine when the masses are coming to you. And again, I'm not preaching theory. I've been there. I've been to presentations that have 400 or 500 people in one night at a presentation. I've been there the nights where 40, 50, 60 people are signing up, and you have applications. And Melanie, I'm sure you remember this, 60 applications in hand, and it's 3 o'clock in the morning and you're entering apps. That kind of insomnia. And the funny thing is, when I mentioned 50, 60, Jeff and Troy laughed and they told me, yeah, when you were getting 60, we were getting 600 a night. Those days are coming. You just need to give yourself an opportunity to do that. It's fair to say that every single person watching me right now is in front of the same information at every training, every Saturday, every presentation, same information. So why is it, Franco? So why is it that some people win and some people don't? And if you saw me in Atlanta, if you've heard me speak before, I'm all about teaching mindset. And the truth is, I'm all about teaching heart. And there's one intangible. We can train you guys until you're blue in the face. If you don't find something underneath your rib cage that's going to make you tick, it's never going to happen for you. You have to literally have a passion to do this, because on the days that you want to quit, on the days that you're discouraged, which happened to all of us, it happens to me, that is where you dig deep and you understand what your mission is. And for me, maybe it's not money, Melanie, as a number. It's money as freedom. I don't want to compromise anything, ever. Jeff hates me for this, but I play golf and tennis almost every day, every morning. And I do that because I couldn't before. And I want to bust. I want even more. I want to win on the highest level because when I go hang out at the country club, there's people that stay there all day. And I'm like, man, don't you all work? But they've created a level of freedom, time freedom, and money freedom where they life and work and all of that is all the same, like it is for me right now. But I'm not there yet. There's always new levels. There's other levels that I want to get to because it's safe to say that everybody watching me right now maybe wants a nicer car to drive, right? Maybe a nicer house, maybe a little more luxurious restaurants or a little more luxurious trips. Success to everyone looks different, but there's one thing that I know. Everybody likes nice stuff, and everybody would want to live more abundantly. I don't care if you're the nicest person in the world and in the color personality, which I won't get to. We call them the yellows, the soft-spoken emotional people. I know you want to live abundantly too. There is no exception. We were put on this earth to win at the highest level. Why is it that some do, some don't? Find motivation in what you're doing and change your thinking. And this is where trainings really come into play, guys. You all see Franco now. Oh, he was a business owner. That's why he kicked butt. No. Had you seen Franco 16 years ago, you would have never recruited me. As a matter of fact, this travel industry is the first time someone ever invited me into a network marketing company to see it. So I don't know if I was on people's chicken list or they didn't think I would be good. I honestly think they didn't think I would be good because the backstory that you heard a little bit in Atlanta, my 20s, I blacked out in my 20s. I did nothing to show for myself in life in my 20s. I saw network marketing April 10th, 2009 when I was 30 years old. I had just turned 30 years old, and that's when I started to figure out life. So I don't care where you are right now. I live check to check. My light bill, my cell phone, it's all been cut off before. I've heard from the repo man. I'm no different than anybody. I'm an average person that started to find people like Melanie, that started to find people like Jeff and Troy, that started to find people like Matt Morris and Eric Grzybalski that were just living a little bit better or a lot better. And they started to take me sometimes, if I performed, to restaurants that I had no business being at. And I would sit there and they would pay for me and I would feel bad in a way, but I got a taste of what winning felt like. And guys, if your uplines ever do that, it's a blessing because we don't have to do that with everybody. If they ever do that, that means you deserve to be there at that table because the activity that you're putting in. But my mindset started to change, guys. My 98% thinking, like the rest of the world out there, slowly began to change. And after 16 years, I am happy to say that I think like the 2%. So when your upline gets frustrated with you, know that they want the best for you because we've all been there. There's nobody that landed on the mountaintop. Everybody had to pay the fiddler. When I look at the first couple of rows in the company, I would go to war with them. I seriously would because I know what it takes to be successful in this industry where people talk bad about, where it's hard because their doors have been knocked on 1,000 different times by the latest and greatest pill that's going to cure everything. Everybody's been through the ringer. Everybody's seen it. So when I see people that have paid the price in our industry, the first couple of rows, I go to battle. There's no question on their heart and their desire to win. It is there because this is not for the faint of heart. Now, I'm going to rewind a little bit and talk about it. The beautiful thing about our business, we're not selling insurance. I don't call it life insurance. I call it death insurance because no one can enjoy it while they're alive. So I don't know how that could be fun. The lotions and the potions, yeah, we have some, but luckily that's not what we are forefront on what we lead with. It's travel. If you don't want this, keep doing what you're doing. But the way to build this, earn your grit, go through the ringer, but be able to unwind and go to Dubai while you're doing all this, I don't see any other concept on the planet that can equate to this. Not even my traditional business. Hear me now. Even if I scale my business another million this year, which we are doing, We have 71% growth over last year. I can't say, oh, I'm going to earn another million take home. That's not the way traditional business works. I need more help, more employees, more inventory. So with that come more expenses. So my salary has to scale where I don't implode. In network marketing, Isaac don't care how much money he pays you. That means they're making money. Let them worry about that. Our job is just to invite people into our travel club. So many people tell me I want to be a business owner. I'm like, oh, no, you don't. Because if you're a business owner, there's no off time. It could be Saturday, it could be Sunday, but if you build it like a system, it works different. So the system of network marketing, what I've seen here, guys, is the greatest concept that I've ever seen. And I'll start to wrap up with this. The reason people don't like our industry is because at one point in time, somebody invited him to their living room to buy $600 of something that really didn't work. Most network marketing companies are created by a network marketer, and they create a product around an opportunity. Hear me when I say this. 99% of companies create a product around an opportunity. Their goal is just to recruit and make a lot of money up front and then find the next best thing and take their team and do the same thing over and over. That's why people don't like us. So I'll tell you now, if you have the cojones to sign somebody up, have the cojones to never quit, because something's going to happen if you quit. You lose all credibility that you've ever had with that person. They will never listen to you again if you find something else. If you're going to sign somebody up, you are going to have to stick it out because they are trusting you to do this. There's a gentleman on my team that I've signed up 8 times, and Jeff can attest to this. 8 times. Why is that? Because I'm still doing what I said I was going to do 16 years ago. And every time he comes back around, I'm still doing what I told him I was going to do 16 years ago. There's a lady I signed up that walked stage several times in Atlanta. I showed her 16 years ago and she was a no. She came in and hit 10-10 within her first couple of weeks. Imagine had I given up. I wouldn't given myself the opportunity for her to come back around and potentially get to the top of the company. We don't know this, but like Melanie said, we cannot quit the process. Whether or not it's going to come fast or slow, we can't determine that, guys. I wish we could. I wish I could tell you like, hey, Faith's going to, look, everyone has the opportunity to kick butt here. Everybody does. But who is really going to shift their way of thinking? If you know right now, if you feel right now, and I love, I'm looking at Tanner's screen right now. See you guys, you got a young boy with you right now. There is no other system that I'd want my kids to follow, no other training that I'd want my kids to follow as they're growing up. And I saw it happen with Jeff Bulf. I saw it happen with Troy Brown. I've seen it with a lot of my mentors, and they're just different. I'd hate to be a teacher in their school when they'd been through self-development 3 or 4 years, when they're telling the teachers how life really works. Because again, you don't find that in today's society. You don't find trainings like this that are given to you. They're free to get all this information every Saturday from different badasses that have paid the price and made millions in the industry doing this. And we all started out just like you guys. There is no difference. The only thing different is time and effort. I knew I was going to be a student of the game, and I wanted to be the best. If you see my shirt here, it says normalize winning. We can normalize what it feels like to win. Now, the only way to get there is to go through the ringer. You have to pay the fiddler. And that's where you earn your grit. That's when you get your teeth knocked out a couple of times. That's where you earn your true desire, and where this industry separates the good and the bad, or the weak from the strong. But there's no reason why not. And I can go off there. I see Ruben, I see Shanda, I see Theron, that's a lot of shaker cups behind you. I've never seen someone collect shaker cups like that, but hey, whatever whatever works. I see Willie on here. I see Deborah. I see Roy. I see Tony. I see Moana. So again, the only difference is time and effort. It doesn't matter who else is doing what, guys. Whether your team, whether your friends are going to training or sitting in the room, your goal is to do what's best for you and your family. And for me, having young children, there's two things that I want in my life. That's health and freedom. And thank God we can do both. As a 46-year-old man having a 1-year-old child, I want the best shot to be able to see her grow up. So my health now more than ever is important, and my success now is forever important. Seeing my kids watch the Disney parade at night, people telling me that, oh, why are you taking your daughter? She's only a year old. She's not going to remember. Are you kidding me? I can show you videos where she is like having the time of her life watching for me, that's where my fulfillment comes from. I get motivated by tell me I can't do it, I'm going to prove you wrong. Send me on a trip and I'm going to find motivation in that where I don't want to do anything else. Why would you want to? You see the passion in Melanie? Did you see her photo album? I would be excited too. So again, guys, go through this weekend understanding that garbage out. It's not only the news. There's garbage all around us. There's garbage in your workplace. There's garbage with your boss. There might be garbage with your spouse. The goal is that you set out what it is you want for you and your family, and the noise won't matter. There's so many people that talk about me. Do you think I give a crap when I'm playing a fresh set of 18 holes on a Tuesday morning at the country club? Hell no. And I say that, and I'm not saying it to brag. I'm saying it to impress upon you. It doesn't have to be the country club. The reason I say it, I grew up on the south side of town. I had no business being there. I'm surprised they freaking accepted me. but nonetheless, whatever it is your passion, find motivation and the noise won't matter. And decide today that you want to be a student of the growth process of taking you from that 98% thinking to the 2%. And all starts with trainings like this, trainings like the regional, trainings like Columbus, but every day listening to our audio series from the best of the best on Inner Circle. I can memorize talks. I can talk about talks that I've heard 16 years over and over in my CD player back then. Don't exist anymore, but it works, guys. I'm not going to take much more of your time. I hope you got something out of today. I know I did, listening to Melanie Train. I hadn't heard her in a very long time, so it made my job easier to follow up someone cool like Melanie. But nonetheless, and again, Tanner and Son, I appreciate you guys taking a look. This is everything. This is what I wish the school system had, teaching people about mindset and finances early on in life, to where life won't be as hard as it was for a lot of people leaving high school. So God bless you guys. I will see you on the virtual RTE and in Columbus, Ohio. Love all you guys, and I'll see you then.
Yay! Let's unmute and tell everybody how awesome this was. Have a great day, everybody.
Thank you. Have a blessed day.
Hey, Darren, I want to hear about those bottles too.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Nutrition.
Thank you.
Training.
Bye-bye.
Hi, everyone. Great training.
Thank you, Franco.
You guys rock.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
Y'all the best.
Bye, everybody. You're the
Thank
best.
you guys.
Keep
I'll see you
rocking.
soon.
We'll see you soon.
I'm
God
out.
bless.